Why the man who is one thought, one mind, one way? Why is he the most dangerous man alive to a woman? And we're going to talk about that a little bit, gentlemen, because it's very amazing that people don't really see the power and the worth of a man. You know, most men today are actually disconnected, disjointed from their thinking, their realities and everything, and they're scattered in their focus. Their focus is like kind of all over the place. And 9 times out of 10, they're always pulled in the wrong direction by all the outside noise that's out there, you know, chasing women, unfortunately, chasing validation, looking for acceptance and things like that are some of the problems a lot of guys have. And from these points, they're always kind of like disconnected from themselves because they overcompensate and over compromise who they are as men. And then they try to, when they meet a woman, they try to actually like enter her world and things like that. And that doesn't happen because if you're not grounded, if you're not actually grounded in who you are, then this is not going to happen. She's never going to see you as that problem. I mean, and not as a problem, but actually as that man. And see, the gentleman, the problem isn't the fears that a lot of guys have of rejection. Hold on a second, I gotta make sure we don't get killed. One of the biggest things that people have is not really the fear of rejection that bothers somebody. It is actually the fear of not being chosen. And that's where the biggest issue comes in with a lot of these guys out here. But when you're connected to yourself and you're fully locked in, one thought, one mind, one way, like we always teach you, you don't have to worry about being chosen from a woman, because at the end of the day, you've already chosen yourself. You already decided that I picked me over everything. And it's that moment when you start to choose yourself is a moment that she is going to see you as the man she actually wants to belong to, gentlemen. And the thing about a one thought, one mind, one way, and I want to be clear to you guys out here, is that this is not being about being dangerous, like I've always say. It's just that you are just integrated with who you are. You are so connected with who you are and why you are that you are not going to be moved by a woman whatsoever. No matter what that woman is or what that woman does, it's not going to bother you. And when a woman recognizes that you're the kind of man that just moves through life and doesn't worry about anything, and you just move along with what you're doing, how you're doing it, and you're actually not chasing the woman, but you're actually going and doing what you need to do as a man, it actually changes everything. Because at the end of the day, women want to see men that are connected to themselves. That means that when she meets me, she's going to recognize that my thoughts, my values, my principles, and everything that I am as a man is tied into me, and I'm never going to fold. I don't react to the chaos. I don't worry about the chaos. I don't worry about the woman. And I never trip over certain things when it comes to getting to know who she is. It doesn't bother me at all because I'm always tied into who I am. I think that is what is the beautiful thing about what we're showing you right here, is because it's the world that I chose to build my way. Everything you do, gentlemen, has got to be your way. You must build it your way. And I live through me. My world is through my creation. It's my fortress. And when a woman can actually feel that she's stepping into your world, it changes everything, because she's meeting a different kind of man where the laws are written totally different. Your laws are written different. And guess what? You're the one that is going to say, this is who I am. Either you're going to accept me for who I am, or you have got to move on. And this is where she's going to recognize rhythm in you. There is rhythms and there's connections that women are going to see in a man. And this is why I always tell you, because your world in her eyes is going to be weird, because she's never rarely around people who are this consistent, who is relaxed, who doesn't ask for permission, but gives her permission to allow her to be a part of our world and our life. And that's the beautiful thing is, it's just not, this is everything I'm teaching you. It's not a phase. It's a beautiful code, because I don't doubt what I want. My one mind is not fighting myself to win myself over. I have already won who I am. There's no mental tug of war. There's no fighting or everything. I'm decisive in my direction. I don't change. I complement. I am not confusion. I am understanding. And when she meets me, she doesn't have to guess who I am. She's going to actually know who I am and why I am. And she doesn't have to figure me out like she has to do with other guys. She doesn't have to worry about the manipulation or anything like that. I am who I am. I'm defining what I am. I know who I am. I know what I want, why I want it. And guess what? I'm going to continue to do the things that I need to do as a man because the world actually revolves around me and it never changes. And this is how you trigger her emotions and her feelings, gentlemen, is because women don't say these things out loud. They're not looking for a man to fix them. They're looking for a man who doesn't need to be fixed. You don't need to be fixed, guys. They're not looking for someone that needs to be fixed. They need to make sure that, listen, she's saying I'm broken. She'll say I'm the one that's broken. I need to be fixed. But if you're broken and I'm broken, then it's not going to work out because we're going to be sitting around trying to fix each other. It doesn't work. See, the thing that women love, they love it. They love it so much. I know I should be driving with two hands, but it just grabs my head sometimes. They want a man that doesn't spiral. They want a man that doesn't crack under the pressure. They want somebody who is locked into who he is at all times. Because a man doesn't sit around and take the bait of a woman's body to determine her value and self-worth because he's so connected. And he allows women to be more open. And that's the thing that she likes. She's so vulnerable right now. And she wants to be open. And she wants to be free. And she wants to be understood. And she wants somebody who can actually like talk to her. You know what I mean? And there is no rush to impress her. There is no fear of rejection. There is no kind of a fake, I'm this fake alpha male thing or whatever it is. I am who I am. This is who I am. Either you're going to accept me for who I am or there's the door, goodbye. I'm not playing games with you. And that is what is going to make you so hard to ignore to a woman because people like that are hard to replace and they're actually hard to figure out. And that's the beautiful thing. And she's going to know at the end of the day, the way you speak, the weight that you carry, the things that you say is going to drive that behavior because at the end of the day, she knows she has the ability to walk away. And that's the truth. But here's the thing. When we walk away, it's not ego. It's not punishment. And she's not following what we need to do. It's our code. We live by a code. And if she cannot move by the code we live by, then we're going to go ahead and remove her out of our life by just moving on and everything. You see, gentlemen, at the end of the day, the connected man doesn't need to move for the world. He just needs the world to actually adjust to who he is. And what makes you the one thought, one mind, one way is because you're always going to be rooted in your truth. And you are always going to be the person that's going to draw her into who you are because you live as one of one. You're not trying to be somebody else. You're not trying to move like somebody that you don't know or somebody that you don't understand, gentlemen. When you are one thought, one mind, one way, you'll stop chasing the world and you are going to actually introduce the woman to a world in which she has got to start chasing. Gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are, man. Let me know what you think. What does it feel like to you in the comments? Let me know what it feels like to begin the process of being a student of the game and learning how to connect yourself. Because the more you connect yourself, gentlemen, at the end of this, the more you're actually going to win.